Hi guys, what's going on? We're back in the studio today. As you guys know, unless you've been living under a rock, there have been a few sneaker collaboration brands that have been able to keep the limelight over the past couple of years. We had Travis Scott, of course, but those collabs are really all but done at this point, except for like maybe one low per year. Then we had Off-White, which was a while back. Union's been falling off, and that has left Ma Maniere to be able to take the spotlight year over year. Let's see if they can do it again with their latest collab right here, the Jordan 5. There's two colorways of this shoe. This one right here is the Dawn. I also have the Dusk, but I'm going to do a separate video for both because they are two different shoes in the same silhouette. So, these dropped about 2 weeks ago, and they were pretty easy to get. There was a lot of stock of them, which is always good for the general consumer and general customer that they are able to get their pairs. Retail on these was actually very expensive. It came out to right around $240 with tax. If your state had tax, it would be more like $260. So these definitely go for a lot, even on the retail market. So let's see if they're even worth the retail price, and then we'll move on to all the other details as well. So the box is actually different than most Ma Maniere boxes. This is a blue Ma Maniere box. Here's the size tag and the Jumpman. It does have like some level of embroidery, but I feel like the other Ma Maniere boxes were more loud and more like noticeable. This one is very subtle, and that is the name of the game with Ma Maniere. They go for good materials, subtlety, and every collab really just keeps getting more and more subtle. In the beginning with the Jordan 3s, those were subtle, but they were definitely something that stood out amongst other like shoes. So it is kind of interesting that over time with the 4s and with the 5s, they became more and more subtle. And if I were to see this shoe from a distance, I would just think that it's a normal, regular Jordan 5. I wouldn't even know any better unless I knew that these had the Ma Maniere branding on them. So, with the box out of the way, let's jump into some of the details on this shoe and talk about why it is different than a regular 5. So on the back we got that 23 that we always have on Jordan 5s. We got the standard mesh pattern right here, and the rest of the shoe is like a white upper that is basically just a grayish white. It's not really a cream, it's more of a grayish white. The midsole is done in black, and we got those shark tooth patterns right here in blue above a cream off-white colored outsole, which does leak through the midsole. For those of you guys who don't know, the Jordan 5 is modeled after a fighter jet. That is why you got those shark fins on the shoe itself. The toe box is just that whitish grayish color, and the Jordan 5 really doesn't have that much Nike branding compared to most Jordan models. You do have Nike on the back, which is a nice OG touch. Nike Air on the insole. The bottom, as I already said, is cream and black. You got the Jumpman on the forefoot right there. And yeah, those are the main details on the shoe. It does come pre-laced with these grayish laces that match perfectly with the upper. You got the lace lock that you have on all Jordan 5s, and then you have the A for Ma Maniere. On the other shoe, you got the Jumpman on the tongue right there. So one of them has the A for Ma Maniere, one has the Jumpman, but both have Nike on the back. Otherwise, both shoes are exactly the same. You do have cream and very pale white laces. These are like whiter than the ones that come pre-laced in the shoe. So that's a nice thing to know. With the cream laces, these would probably look pretty good in my opinion. But other than that, both shoes are the same. So we'll focus on the one that doesn't have the laces on it. This one does have Ma Maniere on the back. The other one, I believe, does have Air Jordan, or actually it has the Ma Maniere signature on it. So the shoe is a very simple shoe that could look clean with a lot of outfits. As far as quality goes, as usual with Ma Maniere, the quality on these is very solid. The upper is super soft, and there's almost nothing to complain about. As far as like getting dirty, I would be very worried that these are gonna get dirty because the upper is very like light and white and something that would get dirty easily. So definitely be careful of that. That is something to note. Craftsmanship wise, I don't really see any glue stains or errors overall. Actually there is maybe a few right here, but that's no big deal. Overall, pretty well constructed shoe, especially for being a general release. The air bubble is just a clear air bubble as well, so that is just regular standard stuff. Nothing really to complain about. Sizing wise, I would say go true to size. They are going to fit a bit bigger than a normal 5 because as you can see, that padding is cut down a lot. These aren't as bulky as a regular 5. They're more like the off-white 5s in terms of how much padding they have. A lot of people really like that decrease in padding because they look less bulbous on feet. I can definitely agree with that. And overall, yeah, these are definitely not my cup of tea whatsoever. I would never wear this shoe, but that's mainly just because I'm not a Jordan 5 guy. I don't like the colorway, and overall I think the other Ma Manieres are a lot better. But if you haven't already, check out my video on the Ma Maniere 3s and 4s because I wasn't really a fan of those either. Ma Maniere is a company that I just never really understood the hype behind. I get that it's good materials, but the colorways are just so plain and bland. And I'm usually one for louder shoes overall. So that's just my take. If you guys like them, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all soon with this other pair. These, like I said, these are the Dusks, and the one we just reviewed are the Dawns. So stay tuned. Peace.